Hello, it is E Ministries. Once again, praise the Lord. We got a guest. My name's Dick Robinson, and your name is? How you doing? This is testimony. Now, we're going to do some testimonies. We're going to start with his, basically. We're going to go in Revelation chapter 12, verse 10 through 13. We're going to talk about how to overcome the evil one, the word of the Lamb, and my testimony. So. All right. So how you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic.
He's fantastic. This brother's been a really cool brother since he's been here. He came to us about 2 months ago and got to know each other. He's a godly brother, getting his life together and moving forward just like us, just like me. I came to the Lord, man, I was broken. And God's continuing to work in me. He's working in my wife, Shay, and he's just been really transforming our lives, man. And it's really all about like surrendering. It's really that surrender. But after you surrender to him, how do you overcome the evil? How do you stay out of trouble? Well, here's a good start. Revelations verse 10. Then I heard a loud voice shouting across the heavens, and the kingdom of God and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters has been thrown down to earth, the one who accuses them before God day and night. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. And they did not love their lives so much that they were afraid to die. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you in a great anger, knowing that he has little time. And so we just really want to focus really on verse 11. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. Well, the blood of the Lamb is by what Jesus did on the cross, how he saved us, he redeemed us from sin. But also the testimony is sharing our testimony, sharing our struggles, keeps us from actually going back into those same struggles. And so Jeremy's going to start off sharing his testimony and how we met and whatnot. There you go.
Well, hello everybody. Jeremy, and like Nick was saying, I met him about 2 months ago. I was actually in Craigslist looking for a place and read it. Couldn't believe how good it sounded. Called him. He even made it sound better. Gave me basically a place to rest. And since I've been here for 2 months, I've gotten plenty of rest. There's no drama. There's no negative strings attached. They're always trying to feed me. Actually always offering food for me to cook, but there's an abundance here. Him and his wife have been very, very great, very giving as far as the spirit and church and positive vibes. My life before I met Nick and Shay was pretty sad. I was depressed. I had made some moves in my life that created a divorce with me and my wife, and my twin girls, which are 12. We all split up, and it took me to a dark place because I believed that she was my soulmate. And I made some decisions that warranted her to divorce me. So it just pretty much left me looking at my life like, what have I done? What did I do? What didn't I do? And there was a lot of things that I could have changed. I was very immature. In the Lord, definitely. I didn't submit any of my shortcomings as, how can I say, I didn't look at the fact that I needed to go to the Lord. I look at myself like I failed. I was a failure, which was not true. I just didn't turn to the direction of the Lord. I mean, I drive a truck, been driving a truck a long time. And since I did submit fully 100%, my life has changed. I'm blessed. I am happy. I am not depressed anymore. Coming here honestly set me in a place of, I don't want to follow these rules. I can't have company. I can't have females over. And the biggest thing which I told him not too long ago was, man, I wanna have company. I want a female. I want to do things that married couples do. But then it hit me, like, why am I in this position here with these rules where they're good rules. You can't have, unless you're married, you can't have company of the opposite sex. Why is that? Why would I have myself here? Why would I put myself in a position like that when I have enough money to move out and go have my own? Then the bottom line is premarital sex without being married, and a lustful mind. Those are my two weaknesses when it comes to this rule. And I'm strong in my faith in God. I praise Him every day. I talk about Him. I mean, I don't force religion, but the bottom line is that that lustful mind will get me into trouble, because I can move out and do what I want to do, and what I believe right now, if I did that, I would fall back into sinning on a regular basis, and that's not good. My mind is still not strong enough to be able to walk alone. I mean, so Brother Nick is my strength when it comes to things like that. So that's like the biggest reason why A to Z Ministries has helped me. One of the biggest things in my life, because I don't look at it like, oh, that's a rule, or I can't break that rule, I'll get put out. No, it's God's rule, and you can't disappoint Him. So that's my biggest thing. I live for God now, and I definitely don't want to disappoint Him, because every time that I made a bad turn or wrong decision, he would set me down and help me realize what my mistake was, but I never bottomed out. So I have to look at that God has definitely opened my eyes to keep me going forward, not keep resetting me. So today, I believe that He is using me to be a light of humbleness, because I talk to young guys, young youth. I mean, I can joke with them and we could play around, but the bottom line is I've been where you want to go, and the path that you're on, it's not going to be a good path. It's not going to lead you to anywhere but the grave or prison, and no friends. So I just try to be a positive light and keep moving forward in a very positive progress, where I'm not looking back anymore. I'm not resetting. And through Christ, anything is possible. So, I mean, that's almost 8 minutes on the timer. So I pretty much fulfilled my testimony. Well, here's your boy back.
Hello. It was a good testimony. I have seen him walk it out. You know, he didn't have to share that with me. And so that's why I said, you know what, let's make a video. Let's talk about that. Let's get this out. Because you know what? You could be helping someone else that's struggling. You know, they are here at this house. We do. We want to, it's a ministry. You know, we look at it as disciples, being a disciple, and being a disciple maker. You know, we want to see God moving people's lives. So we open this house for that. And Jeremy is a testimony of that. You know, a couple months of being here, man, and, you know, I've just seen such a change in him, to where he you know, I got to see him when he was down. You know, when he first came here, he was down. Sometimes he is down here and there, but he's like allowing God to work in his life. He didn't have to share that with me today. He didn't have to share with me and say, hey, man, you know, I'm grateful I'm here, because, you know, I could have been sinning today, you know, if I wasn't here. You know, if God didn't have to sit me down and make me think about, you know, what would I be doing? I'd be displeasing the Lord. Now, I don't want to displease the Lord. Like for myself, man, I have to confess to my wife, you know, hey, I'm a male. I deal with lust. I deal with the lust of the eyes and pride of life, man. It's nothing that most men don't deal with. But because God has placed me in a place like Livingstone's, which is in Crown Point, Indiana, God has blessed me with such accountability there with Armor and his life group, and being able to have Pastor Doctor give us the truth, the gospel truth. You know, it's changed me since I've been here and came here. A faith step. Since I've talked with God, since I've like surrendered. Okay, God, you want to use this broken person, this broken life? Then here I am, broken before you. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being submitted to the authority at the house in Livingstones. I'm okay with the rules. Now there's a different church. They're a church of holding us accountable, having mentorship. You're gonna be a part of us. You're gonna make heroes. You're not gonna sit in the stands and wave at us as we do all the work for Christ. You're gonna be a part of this team, and so I'm grateful for that. And that's what set me on the track that I am. This is why I'm still married today. If I didn't have a Kerry that spoke into my life 5 years ago, I wouldn't be married today. He told me hard truth. He told me to go get on your knees and pray. If I didn't have people like Bishop, that would tell me, hey, man, you don't know nothing about marriage, man. You need to surrender, basically. You need to die. See, it was that changed my life. It was that someone coming to me to love me enough to tell me the truth. And so that's what we're talking about right now. The blood of the Lamb and the Word. By their testimony, his testimony. He did not have to share that with me. He could have kept it to himself. Shoot, he could have snuck somebody up in here. Hey, if he wanted to. But that's not the choice of Jeremy today. He's walking with the Lord. He's moving forward. He's bringing his family back. He's moving in a way that can be honorable, that when someone looks at him, they can say, hey, that's someone I want to follow. That's someone that got Jesus. He's got something different in his life. And I see him smiling all the time. I even went to his play. When he was in the play, he was John the Baptist, and it was pretty cool, man, to see him up there, using his talents for the glory of God. And so it's cool. So that's what I want to be said of. I want them to see that I live my life with Jesus. I want them to know that I love my wife, that I love my family, and that I use my life for ministry. And I believe that that's what Jeremy's on the track to do and continue to do. And so, hey, if you got any testimonies, hit us up at A to Z Ministries at Facebook.com. Thanks.